have a compulsion to put things right. If I see a mistake, I need to correct it.
Here's a number nobody expected: 9 months. Season 2 ended in April. Season 3 won't arrive until January 2027. ABC just confirmed it. High Potential is leaving its September slot and moving to mid-season. 9 months between finales. For a show that ended on a gunshot in a park and a 15-year mystery still unresolved. That gap is the story. Not just when the show is coming back. What happens to a show and an audience when it disappears for 9 months at the exact moment everything finally got interesting? A quick note. Light spoilers for both finales ahead. If you haven't watched Family Tree, the Season 2 finale, pause now. Come back when you're done. Everyone else, let's get into it. There's a line from the very first episode of this show that keeps coming back. Morgan is standing in someone else's kitchen, explaining herself to 2 detectives who didn't ask her to be there. And she says, "I have a compulsion to put things right. If I see a mistake, I need to correct it." That line is the entire show in 2 sentences. It's why she can't stop. It's why Karadec can't dismiss her. And it's why 2 seasons later, when the ground keeps shifting under her feet, Roman, Wagner, the corruption that was hiding inside her own precinct, she still can't walk away. The writers have been extraordinarily careful about what they do with that compulsion. They've given it wins. They've given it costs. And heading into Season 3, they're about to give it the hardest test it's ever faced, with an almost entirely new creative team in charge of writing the exam. What's officially confirmed? ABC renewed High Potential on March 5th, before the Season 2 finale had aired. The numbers made it inevitable. 12.98 million viewers in 7 days at peak, 16 million multi-platform on average across the season. The Season 2 premiere hit 21.48 million after 35 days. That's the best 7-day performance for an ABC scripted show since Grey's Anatomy in 2020. Caitlin Olsen is back as Morgan Gillory. Daniel Sanjata, Havisha Leslie, Judy Reyes, Denizak Deniz, Amira J., Matthew Lamb, and Taran Killam are all expected to return. The mid-season move to January isn't a demotion. ABC's own scheduling VP said it directly. They're following the model that worked for Will Trent and The Rookie. Uninterrupted runs. No holiday gaps. The audience that built between Season 1 and Season 2 got there because the show became appointment viewing. January 2027 is a bet that the same thing happens again, with the Super Bowl, the Oscars, and the Grammys in the same window. For the channel you're watching right now, that 9-month gap is exactly what Runtime was built for. If you're the kind of person who just caught that, who watches a show and wants to understand what's actually being built, this channel exists for you. We're Runtime, and we call this community the Decoders. Subscribe, because we'll be decoding every thread of this show for the next 9 months. The part most coverage isn't properly analyzing. Todd Harthan is leaving. He's been the showrunner, the person who controls the creative identity of every episode, every tonal decision, every call about when to move a storyline and when to hold, since the pilot. He's now co-showrunning the Disney Plus live-action Aragon adaptation. His replacements are Nora and Leela Zuckerman, sisters, writing duo. They ran Season 1 of Poker Face on Peacock, Rian Johnson's critically acclaimed show built around standalone mysteries with a central character whose specific kind of intelligence drives every case. Their credits go deeper. Fringe, Suits, Prodigal Son. They know how crime shows work structurally. They know ensemble dynamics. But here's the specific thing worth understanding about what they're inheriting. Harthan built something very particular over 2 seasons. Go back to Season 1, Episode 1, the moment Morgan walks into the precinct and reads the case board in about 40 seconds. She hasn't been invited, she doesn't have credentials, and she's already 3 moves ahead of everyone in the room. What Harthan understood was that Morgan's gift isn't just intelligence, it's the compulsion attached to it. She can't not see things, and that means every case isn't just a puzzle to solve. It's something pulling at her she can't ignore. The cases work because they're always also about her. The Zuckermans have that framework on paper. The question is whether they have the instinct for it. Poker Face is a show about someone who knows when people are lying, a passive gift. Morgan's HPI is active, hungry, always burning. Those are different rhythms. Finding the right one takes time. That's not a warning. It's the most interesting creative question Season 3 has. The Karadec Situation. Season 2 spent a significant stretch of time building a buffer. Karadec was working on his own arc, trying to reconcile with his ex-girlfriend Lucia, and that buffer held the Morgan-Karadec dynamic at a careful distance. Professional, present, but not pressing. Then Lucia's arc ended. Hard. In the final stretch of the season, right as everything else was escalating, that door closed with genuine finality. Karadec enters Season 3 without that buffer. After 2 full seasons of carefully managed distance, and Harthan had a specific instinct for exactly how long to hold that tension before it tipped, the Zuckermans are inheriting a dynamic that's been kept on a very particular kind of simmer. Someone who didn't spend 2 years building that muscle memory is going to decide what happens next. They might see something Harthan was too close to see. A fresh read on a slow burn can find the exact right angle, or it can rush what was never meant to be rushed. Either way, this is the arc the decoders are watching most closely in Season 3, and they should be: the French Connection. Most Season 3 coverage is ignoring this entirely. High Potential is adapted from HPY, a French series that ran from 2021 to 2025, 5 seasons, and then it ended deliberately. The creative team said stop before the audience got tired. The original Morgane's actress said it herself: you leave before viewers get bored. 10 seasons was never the idea. The American version is doing something different. It's building infrastructure. Season 3 qualifies for California's film and television tax incentive. 144 shooting days, $93 million in production expenditures. This isn't being built like a 3-season arc. It's being built like a franchise. But HPI's 3rd season did something specific that matters right now. It introduced Morgane's father, a man who is essentially Morgane gone wrong. Same extraordinary mind, completely different choices, completely different life. The season used him as a mirror. What does this kind of intelligence look like when it doesn't save you? When it costs you everything instead? Harthan said Season 3 of High Potential would be more personal than anything before it, and he said that before leaving the show. The French blueprint for what a 3rd season does with this character already exists, and it points toward exactly that kind of reckoning. Not Morgan solving other people's problems, Morgan confronting what her own mind costs. Whether the Zuckermans take that road or find a different one entirely is one of the genuine open questions of the next 9 months. The Cliffhanger, and everything underneath it. The Season 2 finale ended in 2 places at once. At Ava's art show, Morgan watches her daughter present a piece she made for a father she's never met. Roman's fingerprints are everywhere. In Ava's talent, in the show's entire 2nd season, in 15 years of questions that still don't have answers. And the finale made clear that those questions are darker than Season 1 ever suggested. Lila Flynn, the FBI agent whose murder connects to Roman's car, wasn't just a victim. She was dirty, selling intel, laundering money. The FBI buried the scandal. A political operative named Willa Quinn helped them do it. The same Willa Quinn who was seen meeting Wagner's father. And Willa told Morgan directly, she has someone working for her inside the precinct. 3 layers of corruption, all pointing back toward Roman. Season 3 inherits every one of those threads, unresolved. And then Morgan gets a call. Wagner is sending her away from a meeting he knows is dangerous. He gives her the wrong time on purpose, to keep her safe. By the time she gets there, it's too late. Oh my gosh, help! Somebody please! Wagner is shot, gravely injured, a bullet wound in his back, and Steve Howey is not returning as a series regular. His contract was a 1-year deal. A guest appearance in Season 3 is possible. Nothing has been decided, so the Zuckermans walk into their 1st season with all of this unresolved. Wagner bleeding out, Roman's car on a security camera at a murder scene, Karadec with no buffer left, and a Morgan who just watched the man who protected her pay for it. Harthan indicated Season 3 would be more personal and more propulsive than anything before it. He said that before leaving. 2 new people have to deliver on it, with a cliffhanger they didn't write, for an audience that just got told to wait 9 months. Where that leaves us. High Potential is in the strongest position it has ever been in. The audience is bigger. The network commitment is deeper. The production scale is larger than either previous season. And the creative team is entirely new, arriving at the most complex narrative moment the show has attempted, with 9 months of silence between them and the audience. That's not panic. That's the specific tension this show is living in right now. And it's exactly the kind of moment that defines whether a series finds its next level or starts coasting on what it already built. January 2027 will answer the question. The Zuckermans have the credentials. The raw material is genuinely extraordinary. And 9 months is a long time to think about what that gunshot means. Decoders. What are you most worried the Zuckermans get wrong? And what do you think they might get more right than Harthan ever could? Tell us below. That's the decode that matters before Season 3 arrives.